Hello, you fucks. Welcome to John Solo's Beer Brigade. I'm
Hi.
John Solo. This is little Gramling here, and she isn't burning down the house. I wanted that to ring in your head all day today. So you're like, isn't burning down the house?
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. Look. I
It's
have to,
regular coffee. It's not
yeah,
Starbucks.
good because Starbucks is not coffee. It's
It's
burnt
Folgers,
shit.
I think.
Even I'll take that. That's what we drink in
Well,
our.
somebody was supposed to send me some coffee and hasn't yet.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's up with that. I don't know. It's not like I don't ever do anything for you or nothing. Like Jesus Christ, are we starting out firing already? Here we go. Let's do it. Good Lord.
Yeah.
So yeah. I was thinking, because you insist, because you are a fucking rock star and all that. We all know, everybody knows Ramblin, Gramblin. So I was thinking that maybe we should start doing this in Facebook instead of streaming to Discord to our few friends. We can maybe do it live in Facebook and then port it to YouTube. See, my initial concept of this was that I was going to do editing on it after the fact, but it turns out ain't nobody got time for that. So I put this up pretty much as it is, as it's recorded. So then it kind of kills the purpose of me doing it. So I think next week we start recording this in Facebook. What do you think about that?
On Thursday mornings?
I think so. Well, I mean, it doesn't really matter. Maybe we could even do it on Fridays and then port it over.
Friday morning, yeah, but I don't know. All depends on what my schedule's going to look like. But I'm off all day on Wednesdays and Thursdays.
Well, we can record it on Thursday and then we can post it up into YouTube on Thursdays. It doesn't matter to me. I don't care.
Works
It's your
for me,
show.
whatever.
Yeah, it's your show, not mine. So, but yeah, that also
You're
that will
just,
save me.
yeah, you're just there to look pretty.
Yeah, that's exactly what I do. I combed my beard this morning, like 3 minutes before we went on the air. Does that count for anything? Here, let me rub it
Okay.
against the microphone so you can hear
No,
it.
don't do that.
That?
This is not Asmere.
I like that. I like that. Oh, look at that. That's a good move right there. That rubbing against the microphone.
No.
It's going to shock me. Anyways, let's see what we got coming up here this week. Let's see what came out. The first one that came out was
The Winkler case. Okay. Elliot Blake novels, book 1 by David Green, narrated by Cale Williams.
Are those? You're from the South. You know, the guys that drive around in the big trucks, right? And they got the big trucks.
Those
and it's
are
like a
boxing
diesel
gloves.
engine. It looks like the balls that are hanging
No,
off the
those
back
are
of
boxing gloves.
Okay, that's what it looks like to me. I mean, it's a good looking cover. That's a nice piece of art, but just small on my screen, it kind of looks like them balls hanging off the back of a truck. But
No, but a lot of people have them in Florida, yes.
yeah, I know. Well, they have them around here as well with like a big old American flag on the coming. Anyways, next that
I
one
think
came
I've
out
seen
on the
maybe one or
second.
two around here.
Yeah, well, we got lots. I mean, a couple of years ago, I saw it was like a Honda Civic driving through town with like 3 flags coming off the back of this little Honda Civic and the balls hanging off the back.
Well, I think Toki had a pair on his truck when he had one.
Of course he did. Because what you need is a big old set of balls hanging off the back of your truck. So anyways, congratulations on the release, Cale and David Green. Next we had
Heart of the Dragon by Jamie Sullivan, narrated by Mark Watson.
that one came out on the 2nd. Then we had
Influenced by Felice Stevens, narrated by Declan Winters.
I did not know that Declan was a narrator. Declan Winters.
Wow.
Well, he could be a narrator. Declan is of course, our group mascot, and I can just hear him narrating like that. Can you give me some food? Can anyone give me some food? I just want some food. Mom won't give me food. Anyways,
You're just saying that because Cheryl wasn't in here.
I would say that if Cheryl was in here, I've got
That's
big.
also true.
I've got balls.
No.
Then next we had
Okay. Okay, Responsible Adult Trilogy box set by C.F. White, narrated by Piers Ryman.
that does look to be responsible. That one came out on the 5th. Then we had
Shameless, an MM Enemies to Lover romance, Rick, book 3 by Kelly Fox, narrated by John Solo.
I just uploaded because Hey y'all, we are no
Yeah,
longer
I just
banned
got the
from
notification
YouTube.
for that.
Yeah. I just uploaded the sample. I'm going to put it up in the group here shortly. But the sample and the story time video, we got a bunch of them coming out today.
Yeah.
But that one's fantastic. Everybody's going to love it. This next one, I do believe we have an audio sample for, and here we go.
The Crashing Box Set is the first 3 books in author Samantha Whalen's Crashing series. This is a sexy, slightly kinky romance series with no cheating, no cliffhangers, and all the HEAs anyone could want. In Crashing the Net, hockey players Mike and Alexei come together. In Checking It Twice, they affirm their relationship. And in Changing the Rules, they're getting married. If you enjoy hot hockey action with a happily ever after, listen to The Crashing Box Set, written by Samantha Whalen and performed by Michael Furiolo.
And that one came out on the 6th. Thank you, Michael, once again. We got to get you back on Talk to the Beard, man. I miss you. And
Yeah.
good job for getting that, too. Then we had...
The Dragon's Guardian's Angel. High Garden Dragons Book 3 by C.K. Noel, narrated by Aaron Ross.
And that one came out on the 6th. Then we had...
Mobster's Gay Sons series box set, books 1 through 3, narrated by Brina Bradley, written by Brina Bradley, narrated by Raymond Zaver.
Yeah, so written
Wow.
by Brina Brady and narrated by Raymond Zaver, or Zaver. I'm not really sure how you
Words
say
are
your
hard.
last name, Raymond. I'm sorry. Yeah, words are hard. In case you had any doubt, them Mobster sons, they're gay.
Once I saw this one, I'm like, I know John's going to say something.
Well, it's it's restating the obvious, but that's all right. That one came out on the 6th. Then we had
Heart Unbroken, Hearts Entwined, Book 4 by Andrew Gray, narrated by Miller Stevens.
that one came out on the 9th.
I have a question for you. Why? Okay, maybe not why, but
Use your words.
have you narrated any books for Andrew?
Yeah. My yes, to say the very least. I've narrated quite a few for Andrew. So Andrew Gray used to be and still is slightly a part of the I don't know if they're defunct at this point or not, Dream Spinner Press. And
No,
my
they're
company
still around because that was actually the publishing house.
Yeah, they're not doing nearly as much as they used to. So they went through some problems a few years ago. Andrew Gray was a huge part of Dream Spinner Press, and God love everybody over there. I don't have a bad thing to say about them. They were wonderful to me. My company produced probably 200 books for Dream Spinner Press, and one of my very first, if not, no, it wasn't the first, but maybe my second or third book that I ever did was for Andrew. And I did a lot of them too.
I'm
It's been a while.
surprised you're not doing any more.
Well, so Dream Spinner Press at this point is, everybody's insiders here. Quite frankly, they can't afford me. And Andrew Gray has discussed. Me and him have talked about perhaps hiring me for some of his independent works that he's doing, and I'm sure that's going to happen at some point in the mix. Obviously, we're good buddies and all that, but just hasn't come to pass yet. So, but yeah,
Okay.
a lot of us got our start over there. Me, Greg, Nick, Drew Baca, a lot of us got our start over there at Dream Spinner.
Well, I
So,
figured y'all two were such good friends that he hadn't asked you to narrate anything in a while. So
yeah, it's just, I mean, this beer does not come cheap. I mean, it's really expensive to maintain. It takes a lot of work. But I'm not saying never. I mean,
about as expensive as probably Michael Dean.
I don't know about all. I mean, I don't have that much time to go to the gym, let alone his razor budget alone for shaving his chest. But I'm not saying never for Dream Spinner again. I mean, things could obviously change. I'm never saying never, but it hasn't happened in a long time. But anyways, that one came out on the 9th, and congratulations to Andrew Gray there. Then we had
Irresistible Megas Volume 2 box set. Yeah, by Nora Phoenix. By John Solo.
We're not in control of these things. I submitted three of these last week. I'm assuming that the first one still hasn't come out. Is that the case?
Yeah, it did.
They did? Excellent. So 1, 2, and 3,
Finally.
I'm assuming are out. Yeah. So, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you know, we've
Yeah.
got our whole lives to wait for these things. So it is what it is.
Yeah, book 2 came out, then book 3, and then book 1. I'm like,
Well,
why?
so it's just it's an algorithm. That's all it is. It gets submitted, and for some reason one goes through before the other. But the fact is, these are fantastic deals. These are each, I don't know, in between 20 and 30 hours of audio, somewhere in that range for each of them. 1, 2, and 3. This is a lot of material for a real cheap price. So if you're looking for a good deal on a bundle, these are definitely the ones. 1, 2, and 3, I think, are all out now, and yeah, they're fantastic. So that one came out on the 9th. Next we had
Waiting on Forever, The Carnal Tower Book 2 by E.M. Lindsay, narrated by Michael Dean.
And that one came out. He's got the double one going on there.
I didn't realize that. I totally.
He's got the double one
I figured
going
you'd.
on.
No.
Of course. That one came out on the 9th. Then we had
Incandescent by Christina Lee, narrated by Nick J. Russo.
For a second, and this was just, it's small on my screen. I keep it up there because I got a lot going
You thought
on
it
over
was
here.
a chest?
Yes, I did. It looked like a hairy chest, and it was like squeezing, like maybe the guy was about to set a volleyball or something. So I was like, what the fuck's going on there? But nope, it's in fact is not a chest. That is 2 men kissing. By the way, in case you didn't know, they're not mobsters. Next we had
which one was it? Okay. Fated, Wolf and the Lion, Pack of Brothers, Book 3 by Hawk Oakley, narrated by Zachary Zaba.
And that one also came out on the 9th. Next we had, and I believe we have an audio clip for this.
Hey there, Ramblin' Gramlin listeners and viewers. This is narrator Lance West, here to tell you about my new release, The Heat Professor, Nerds Who Not, Book 4, by Amy Bellows, narrated by yours truly. Professor Damien Ringdahl has a heat latch. Sometimes alphas who have been working as a heat companion for an extended period of time develop an uncontrollable urge to bond, aka a heat latch, aka a huge problem, especially because his uncontrollable urges seem to be directed at his student, Tatum Bloom. Tatum has a crush. He can't be the first undergraduate to notice how ridiculously handsome Professor Ringdahl is, but Tatum assumes nothing will come of it. After all, Damien's 12 years older than him, and not the kind of man who would ever date his student. Until the night Damien shows up on his doorstep and gives him a kiss Tatum won't ever forget. In a world where medical complications sometimes feel like love, how will Damien know the difference? And how will Tatum protect his heart from the perfect man while Damien figures it out?
Medical complications sometimes feel like, well, all right, cool. To each their. By the way, thank you and great job, Lance. We haven't had you on the show before, but good to hear you, man. That one came out on the 9th, and
yeah, I had him on. I added him to it as a friend on Facebook like a couple weeks ago, and noticed that this came out and said, "Heck, I'll try it anyway. Try to see if I can get a hold of him."
Well, you're kind of a big deal, Alyssa.
And he said, "Sure, I'd love to."
Well, of course.
I was like, cool.
Why wouldn't he come on and promote his client's book and his book and get the Ramblin' Gramlin talking about it? Come on, it's a win-win-win. But great job, and congratulations on the release. Next, we had
The Magnolia Murders, Sawyer and Royce, Matrimony and Mayhem, Book 1 by Amy Nicole Walker, narrated by Tristan James.
That one came out on the 10th. Then we had the little series that keeps narrators employed.
And authors. Showstopper, Vino and Veritas, Book 17 by Regina Kyle, narrated by Cooper North and Iggy Toma.
Nice. That one came out on the 10th. Then we had
First Time for Everything, a novel, by Henry Fry, narrated by Will White.
That came out on the 10th. You got all that right. Then we had
Seducing the Sorcerer by Lee Welch, narrated by Joel Leslie.
That one came out on the 10th. Then we had
Name from a Hat Trick by L.A. Witt, narrated by Greg Boudreau and Michael Furiolo.
Those are incredibly hard names to
that's
say.
A mouthful.
Hey-oh, that's what she said. Yeah, you said Tremblay wrong for one. But two, I get the feeling that is one that everybody's going to be listening to this week. That's a star-studded
Probably because,
combo.
I listened to The Husband Gambit when it came out, and those two narrated it. It was my first time listening to either one of them. And that book was just phenomenal. So I may end up getting this one.
Well, L.A. Witt is fantastic, but both of those actors are both those actors are on point. Those are pros right there. So I'm sure it's going to be phenomenal. Not to beat a dead horse, but then we had
Irresistible Omegas, Volume 3. Irresistible Omegas Box Set, Book 3 by Nora Phoenix and narrated by John Solo.
And we've already talked about that a bunch, but again, one of the best bangs for the buck, you might say, out there. That one came out on the 10th. Then we had
Boyfriend Goals by Riley Hart, narrated by Iggy Toma.
He was busy this week. That one came out on the 11th. Then we had
Savage Rivals by Becca Steele, narrated by James Joseph and Will Watt.
And that one came out on the 11th. Then we had
Coming Darkness by Susan Alia Terry, narrated by Oliver Gray.
That one was also the 11th. Then we had,
and this is going to be fun, At the Margins of Madness, A Tale of Power and Love by Elizabeth Sahari, narrated by Mala Jalani.
Yeah, we'll say that's right. That one came out on the 11th.
I had to ask Tracy for that.
I can't possibly imagine. I never have to do that sort of thing. Ask Tracy how to say something. Jesus.
Yeah, sure.
And finally, not in any particular order, we had
Irresistible Omegas, Volume 1, Box Set Book 1 by Nora Phoenix and narrated by John Solo.
Can I just say, and look, hey, I'm on the show. I'll promote my shit here, but can I just say, look at the cover of these things. I mean, I'm not talking about
Michael Dean.
I'm not talking about the guy. I mean, the guy is obviously he's a good-looking man, but those are gorgeous covers. I mean, really, really well done.
They are.
Yeah, and the wolves are in the background and all that. They're incredibly good-looking covers. We don't pay enough attention to that sometimes, but those are absolutely amazing. So now what we got around to here for this week, it seems like there was a theme going on. I'm not exactly sure what,
there is.
but yeah, it looks like.
And we're gonna do this all together now.
Yeah, you have to explain it to me, because the way when Lissa gives me the document every week for this, it's a little PDF. She does a really good job on it, and she lays it out and she puts the books that she listens to on the end, which is wonderful. But looking at it here, there are 3 books that you listen to, and you listen to Irresistible Omegas from
re-listen to.
Right. But it seems to me like you got impatient, which is so like you that it's ridiculous. But it looks to me like
how
you
get impatient.
Right. So I don't even know what you just said there. That was something in Southern. It seems to me like what you did was like you couldn't wait for the bundles all to come out together. So you went in and listened to the individual ones and then jumped back into a bundle. Is that correct?
No. I didn't want to. Okay. Let's try that again.
Right.
I didn't want to listen to anything new right now. So, and with the hype of the spinoff coming out in the near future, and you doing the bonus material for the bundles, and that they were coming out soon, I wanted to re-listen to 3, 4, and 5.
Okay. Well, they're in the bundles.
I had started book 3. I know that, but the bundles weren't out, and
right.
I wanted to
so I nailed it on the patience thing. I nailed it on
not really.
You not being patient. But let me also make it clear before, and then I swear I'm gonna shut up. But there are for anyone that's already listened to these series, there are bonus chapters, at least 2 or 3 a piece. I think one of them has 4 bonus chapters at the end of each of the bundles too. So when you get these, you're also getting new material tacked on to the end of it, which are in essence epilogues basically for each of the bundles. And they're awesome too. But now I'm going to be quiet. I'll let you go ahead. You tell me what you did.
Well, I had started re-listening to book 3 a while back. What was that?
I was about to lean back and relax, and I was like, "Ha!" So
and apparently something else had come out that I really wanted to listen to, so I stopped listening to book 3, or re-listening to book 3. Anyway, so I finished up that one and figured I'd go on to book 4 and 5. So I did, and I finished 5 very late last night. But I gave 3 a 4, 4 a 5, and 5 was a bull breaker.
Holy shit! You made me do math in the middle of my pronouncing words. So yeah,
yeah. Although I did have to keep yelling at the narrator for saying swollen wrong.
Well, the fact is that's not on the narrator. That's on the narrator's producer, or T&A as we call them around here.
She wasn't doing that at the time.
She wasn't? I thought she was a...
No.
I don't remember.
Was she?
She was. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she was. But you see...
Oh, yeah, you were. Okay.
Poor Trace has to pick her battles with this hick, okay? She has to pick her battles. So she's correcting one... It's like she's taken over where my wife has done a lot of groundwork on this of correcting my stupid Appalachian accent. She's continuing on. So I think she was picking her battles at the time. She was like, look, you know what? He can't say shit right. Let's just pick one a week and we'll knock him out from there. But anyways, yeah.
It was swollen fingers and things.
There's a lot of them, man. There's a lot of them. But you know, he's still working on me to make me what?
What?
It's a Christian song. I come from my dad was a pastor, so it's a song we used to sing in church. And anyways, please go. I didn't mean to bring up church into your conversation here. You go.
I didn't even know what you were doing, so.
I know. The fact is, you never stepped foot in church in your life.
Yes, I have.
Well, okay, I stand corrected because you are not burning down the house. So please go ahead. I didn't mean to get us off track there. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Now, we all know that I say swollen wrong in this book. Past that.
Swollen fingers and things. Thangs. Oh, don't hurt yourself on the mic.
Yeah, I'm waiting. It's all right. Well, we all got time here. Just chill. You take your time. Wow. Look at that. Wow, look at that. That's almost like a Cheryl finger there.
Yeah, like I just love the series. I mean, it's my 3rd time re-listening to it, so what?
I was waiting for the big, like you were only like a third of the way through your review. That's the review. Okay, great. No, awesome. Excellent. I thought there was going to be some, a revelation of like, you solved, there's a world peace now. I said, nope. No, I just really like the series. All right, cool, fair enough.
And I didn't want to listen to anything new, so I went back to this.
God, I love you. Never change. Never change. I love you. Well, excellent. As we all know, this entire series came out, and
in particular order.
Right, but also I obviously I did make a few mistakes, but this is like, I don't know, 300 hours of material or something stupid like that. So there's a lot.
I'm picking on you.
I know, but thank you very much. Thank you for the review.
I'm allowed to do that
appreciate
too,
it.
since you're allowed to do that for me.
Right, right. All you got to do is raise your arms up like this and go. Thank you very much. Great job this week. Great job getting the narrators for the readings as well. You did wonderfully there. This will be up on YouTube because we're no longer banned. Whoop whoop. So thank you very much. Enjoy yourselves. Have fun. Wave bye to the camera. We'll see y'all next week.
Bye.
Peace.